Rack number 2. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. He brought out his jump cue last rack. Made a wonderful jump. He's been cutting the break steadily, with the cue ball always tracking to the right side of the table. He's made a ball there, but I'm still not convinced by the quality of his break. There's a lot of, by the looks of it, left spin on the cue ball. So he's kind of hitting across the cue ball there when he breaks, imparting a left spin. And I think that is the reason why the cue ball is deflecting and hitting that head ball slightly to the right. He has been doing it every break I saw so far, so maybe that's something he needs to work on. I do believe it's a common thing for right-handed players. If you are to miss-hit the cue ball, most likely you would be putting left spin. And I do believe Ronnie was breaking with his right hand, unlike what he does in snooker, where he kicks off with his left. Tricky little situation here. He's got a lot of balls stuck down that down table. He's tried to develop them. I'm not so sure whether this ball goes in the side. If it does, it still doesn't really offer him a good chance of a run out. Yeah, this is tough. You might see him play a safe here. Maybe stick the cue ball onto the 5 or even the 2. He could be trying to make it though. Oh, he's missed it. But it was a two-way shot. He played it that way. If he misses, there's nothing really on. So Kim Suung has a bit of a puzzle to solve. No easy shot. There is a cross-side bank perhaps available on the 3, but that's a pretty adventurous shot. I think his best play here is just use the 2 and park the cue ball in a tough spot for Ronnie. He could go up table and use the 3 and just leave the cue ball somewhere not too far from the top rail near the pocket. He's gone for the bank. Oh, he's almost nailed it. But it's not too bad. Is Ronnie gonna try to double? We have a lot of interesting matches going on the side tables as well. We have a great team on hand. Our tournament manager and correspondent, a lovely lady by the name of Krista. She's been doing a lot of legwork, getting in the inside scoops for us. And the last I hear, one of the upsets of the tournament, Gareth Potts lost his earlier match due to an illness. He wasn't feeling well. He tried his best to fight, but unfortunately, he had to bow out with a 15-5 loss, or rather a 15-7 loss. I hope he feels better, because he's got more matches to be played. So get some rest, Gareth. In the meantime, Kim's got a nice 2-ball here. A little stun draw. Very nicely struck. I do think he was trying to bring it a little bit further up table, maybe playing the 7 next. But at this moment in time, it's probably wiser to play the 3, maybe draw the cue ball and land on the 6, then coming back for the 7 and 4. The 7 ball is makeable from this position, but it is tricky, and it doesn't offer position on the 4. Oh, he's chosen the power draw. Very nice. This is a much better angle. Still needs a bit of finesse. You want to float the cue ball 1 cushion with a touch of inside spin so that you can lay up on a nice shot on the 4. Because I do not believe the 4 passes the 15. I could be wrong. If he stuns it, we'll know for sure. But if he's playing it with a soft follow, a touch of inside, this shot becomes a little bit tricky. You've got to play it smoothly. It always helps to keep a light grip on this kind of shot. You also need to realize if it's on the rail, the cue ball will swerve a little bit into the ball if you're putting a touch of inside. So you probably would like to aim it slightly thinner. And he's done it perfectly. Great shot. That looked simple, but rest assured, it wasn't as easy as it looked. He's done all the hard work. You're gonna have to play a nice follow shot here. Another high inside, only this time you might be forcing it a bit more, or a stun follow. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's gone for the stun follow. I don't know much about this young gentleman, but I do know that he is originally a pool player. Many pool players have picked up hayball over the years. I think it's probably the best cross-discipline that brings every cue sport artist, from snooker, from British pool, black ball, from American pool. Welcome back to the Huacai World Open. As we look at this very nicely struck break by Kim Suung. He's popped the cue ball pretty nicely, put a lot of power into it. The break is going to be his advantage in this match. That is for sure. You can see he's got a lot more power as compared to his opponent. Obviously, Ronnie is still learning. He's not reached his peak, surely. But if he gets easy spreads, then we could be in for a very interesting match. A pool player versus snooker player. Although, of course, Ronnie, you can't really call him just a snooker player. He is definitely, at least by my opinion, the GOAT. And that was definitely not the kind of opening shot that Kim Suung wanted to do. He's butchered that, really. It's not a hard shot at all. Now let's have a look at what Ronnie decides. Yeah, I think the solids look a little bit better, only because of the 14. It's not easy to drop in on the 14. It doesn't really go into the corner, or if it does, it's very tight. So if Ronnie can get rid of the 3 ball as soon as possible. There's nothing stopping him from running this rack here. A nice little draw shot, left-handed. It's certainly an advantage, especially on this table, to be able to play both hands. You can avoid awkward spots, awkward bridging sometimes. It's obviously a lot smaller than a snooker table, so you don't really need the rest that much. And I believe I've only seen Ronnie use it once so far. Nicely played. Just a little follow shot. 1 rail should get him nice and sweet on the 8. That was a very nice square hit there by Ronnie. It's almost like he was listening to me. When we analyzed his earlier break, you can see the cue ball this time around had a nice trajectory, no unintentional side spin. However, it's still dry. Oh boy. That was a second shot that Kim Suung didn't really bear down, I feel like. I mean, both of the misses he just made were absolutely elementary. If you do that against Ronnie, I think you're gonna be in trouble. He's looking to play the stripes. The only issue is the 11 ball. As you can see, the 1 ball obstructs it from going into the bottom right corner. It can be made in the side pocket, however. So maybe he could use the 9 to get to the 11 for the side pocket. I would assume that will be his most likely route. He's looking at the angle of the 9, so I think he agrees with me. Now I'm curious to know whether he will leave one of these stripes on the table or not. Looks like he decided not to. Okay, this is perfect. Now he needs to drop down just enough, or he could go for the 11 from here. Yeah, he's good. 1 rail should give him the right line, but he still needs to get the right angle, because if he's too high, the cue ball is going to be tracking under the 12. So he needs to stay and land almost dead straight here. And I think he's done perfectly. He used the 1 to slow the cue ball, ensuring as good of an angle as necessary. Ooh, well, it was close. It was close. Yeah, slightly awkward here. But his short game is so precise. And when I mean short game, I mean when he doesn't even need to hit a rail. This kind of game right here. He's so precise. He feels the weight of the cue ball very well. And we've okay, a dry break from Kim Suung. Unless I missed the ball going in. No, looks dry. He's taken a lot of power off his break. I'm so surprised. He's hit a really good break the rack before. Made a ball. And he's reduced the power on this one. And ended up dry. So, yeah, a little bit strange there. Maybe he just didn't put enough oomph into it. Another chance for Ronnie. Does he play the 3? Does he play the 10? Yeah, he's gone for the 3 ball. Oh boy, he's missed the 3. Wow, what happened there? It's almost like he two-stroked it. He didn't really go down fully on it. He took that shot for granted, let me tell you. It looked too easy. That's the kind of thing you can get caught out by on these pockets. And he's left Kim Suung a perfect angle to drop the 1 in the side. And just float the cue ball for the 5. He's got the 4 in the side pocket as well. He's got the 2. The only worry for him is the 7. He's going to look to place the cue ball somewhere near the 8 ball, or perhaps play for the side pocket. Yeah, this is not the easiest of patterns. If the 7 goes in the side, then I would assume the best option would be to use that ball at the bottom right corner, the 3 ball, to position for the 7 in the side pocket. So he has to find a nice line here to land on the 3. He's gonna follow the cue ball. This is a little dangerous. There's some traffic on the way. Oh, he's done well. Okay, well, he's got now options. He could play the 6 now, then go for the 3. I think that's actually the best play, but he looks like he will be playing the 3 first. I suppose it's okay. The only thing is you're gonna have to travel from the 6 to the 8, and there is traffic on the way. I think it would have been better if he was to play the 6 then the 3, then land in this position, because all he needed was a stop shot. Still should be okay though. He's controlled the cue ball quite well. Yeah, this is the shot. And you see he's looking to use his extension here. So that makes the shot a little bit more awkward if you're stretching into a ball, especially since it's on the rail. I assume he will make it, but the cue ball has to travel accurately here. Yeah, he's done very well. Good shot. It's a clash of snooker legend Ronnie O'Sullivan versus a relatively unknown pool player from Korea. A good break by Ronnie. He's made 2 balls. That's very good by his standards. Does he have a shot though? Well, he's got the 9 in the side pocket, and it does offer a possibility of rearranging the furniture a little bit on those stripes, but I think he likes the solids, or at the very least he's looking at the 5 now. Yeah, this is tough. It's a good break, but the layout is awkward. Yeah, he's gone for the 9. Needs some luck here. It's a bit of luck. He doesn't get it. Yeah, a little tap of the foot there. Containment. Yeah, I noticed Ronnie playing pool. He likes to get down on shots and have the feel for it, test it out. If he doesn't like it, he gets back up. You'll see him do a couple of variations in some shots where he's really taking his time. You see him line up 3 or 4 different options going down, and you just never know when he's actually going to shoot. It's definitely quite a mystery to commentate on. But he never fails to surprise with his stellar play. Yeah, okay, not a bad shot there by Kim. There's still a ball stuck on the right-hand side of your screen with the 6, with the green 6. There's also another ball, the 11, which is stuck between 2 solids. And here we go, the 15 is here to join the party. Ronnie's played a very simple safety, just containment really. Yeah, a few options here. He's looking to bank the 2, I think, straight down and leave the cue ball up table. Yeah, well, it's not bad. What kind of reply will Ronnie muster up here? Yeah, he's looking to put the cue ball there, but it does leave a side pocket as the option. He's opening the cluster too, I think. Or at the very least trying to lay the 12 ball near the pocket. He's done quite well. A-ball is definitely a cat and mouse game. There is a lot of forward planning, trying to improve your situation on the table. It's not always about running out. Nice shot there. As I mentioned, the side pocket was available, so Ronnie willingly took that gamble. Yeah, I have a feeling Kim Suung is going to use the 4 to pot that stripe ball that's hanging in the corner, replacing it with the 4. He could also carom that ball with the cue ball. That's another option. Yeah, he's like the carom. It's not a bad play. Now Ronnie might feather off this orange here and run the cue ball up table. He might also do something a bit more wild here. Okay. I'm not so sure that's gonna work. Bit of an error there from Ronnie. I think the side is available. The 5 ball is dead on. And he can get to the 7 too. So that could be a big blunder if Kim can deliver a nice little stun shot here. Tricky little shot. He has to move the cue ball just a couple of inches north. He might decide to just roll it in and play for the 3 ball. Let's see. Yeah, he's rolling it. Okay. Still has to land on that 7. And this shot here looks pretty straight. So if you want to land good on the 7, you're going to need a very good control on the draw shot. Oh, he's got an angle too. Yeah, I think he's going up table now. He's going up table. And I really didn't see anything wrong him trying to get on that 7 on the very first shot. He always had that 4 ball as insurance. So, yeah, I'm surprised. He might try to play it here. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, he's coming across. He's playing with inside. Okay. That was nice. So plan B. It's working out pretty good so far. One more tricky little shot here. It's not an easy... It's not a hard pot, rather. Just a little awkward. He doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Oh boy. I don't know if it was the commentator's curse or what, but just had that feeling. It's a little awkward shot. He's cut it thick. Yeah, Ronnie's not gonna spend much time on these. This could be big. Big chance wasted by Kim Suung. Ronnie is using a very interesting stance, by the way, playing Hayball, I noticed. His left foot is further away than his right. Nice break. Squatted the cue ball. Textbook, pretty much. Now the stripes actually look better. The only problem is, does he have an easy opening shot? Can the 15 thread the needle into the top right corner? Because if you take the solids, you're gonna have to deal with the 6 ball. If you take the stripes, if you can make the first shot, everything looks easy. So it's a case of take a harder shot now, or take an easier shot now and find your way to open up the trouble ball. And I think that's what he's going for. He's starting with the solids. Okay. Honestly, it's not too bad. He's landed quite nicely. He's gonna play the 5. Watch out, cue ball. Ooh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Does he have the 2? Oh boy, I think not. Now that was a silly mistake. I really don't know why he didn't play the 2 first and then play for the 6. He could have dropped in nice and close to the 6, at the very least, giving him a good chance to make it, and still kept the 5 on the table for position. Instead, he tried to be too cute. He's playing safe here, off the 1, I think. Cue ball near the corner. Yeah, he's sold out. He's sold out. As soon as Ronnie can pocket the 11, he'll be up and running. Interesting choice. He could have played just a little tap there and lined up straight on the 11. He didn't place for that. He went for the 10 first. I'm not so sure that was the smartest play, but I suppose he can drop this in the side and still get nice on the 11. That's what he's done. Yeah, nice angle. It will be hard to bet against him missing from here. Everything leads to the other. Yeah, he kind of laxed up on that shot a little bit. I don't know. He didn't really give it the best stroke. So he's a little awkward here. He might have to play the 9 first. Let's see. Or he could he could roll the 15 in. Yeah, perfect line here. He's gonna drop this ball in. Just float across. Wow. Well, the speed of the shot certainly helped him there. And that's really Ronnie's strength. He really floats the ball well. He didn't float that one well. Safety. Okay. Bring out that rainbow cue, Ronnie. Have a look. Yep, he's got it in his hand. I think now I know why there's that little ridge on Chinese tables. It's a great place to put your cue sometimes. It's not gonna fall over. I've seen players do that all the time, and I guess Ronnie has caught on to it. Yeah, I think Kim Sun is so afraid of that 6 ball that he's kind of like, seeing his body language, it looks to me, it's almost like he's afraid to try to run out. He's still thinking, can I still make the rack easier with another safety? Can I find a way to make it easier? But I think at this point, you're gonna have to try and run it out. You want to get on the 2, then drop in on the 6, and just play it soft and smooth. At the very worst, block the pocket in front of the 8. Delicate shot here. He's done quite well. Honestly, it was thin. So here it is. That moment in the rank that he's been avoiding from the very first shot when he opened the run on the solids. It was only because of the 6. He was playing very tentative. And now he's presented with a much tougher 6 ball that he has to make in order to win the rack. He could have landed a lot easier earlier in the rack, but now he has to take the pressure, and this is a shot. Let's see how he plays this. Oh, he's playing safe. Wow. I guess he didn't really want to attempt it. I'm quite surprised. In all fairness, if you're talking about the top Chinese players who play this game, that's a shot they always go for. But then again, Ronnie's gonna have to come up with a really good kick here. He needs to hit the 8, and he's done really well. Great shot by Ronnie. This could be interesting. Can he flick the 6? Very thin. Send the cue ball down table. And still block the 8 ball as it rebounds from the rail. This is tricky. This is very tricky. I think he's got just about of it. Okay, he's not doing that. He's just going to leave Ronnie a bank of some kind. He's just drawing the cue ball, leaving it up table. Yeah, he's left Ronnie with a proposition bank. It's not a bad idea. Now, what does Ronnie do here? Can he use the 8 as a blocker, banking it in between the balls while controlling the cue ball? Delicate shot here. You're controlling both balls. Ronnie's gone for... well, Ronnie's tried everything he could. And he's left a shot. Not the easiest one, but it's makeable. This has been a showcase of conservative play from Kim Suung. Can we see a great cut shot here? The cue ball is going to fly around the rails. This should be exciting. And that was a really nice shot. Needs to stay down. And he did just that. Here we go. Only to break again. Nothing down. Ronnie is definitely hitting the rack cleaner than he in his last match, where he would always cut the cue ball almost towards the side pocket. He's definitely made the adjustment. For those who are watching his earlier match, okay, a safety again. It's been an interesting match so far. Here's a look at Ronnie's stance. He's very square. The cue ball on that shot. Both feet more or less pointing in the direction of the cue ball. I've seen him cue another ball where his left foot was actually behind his right foot. which you wouldn't normally see him do on a snooker table. You can see Kim Suung using a very traditional pool stance, wide placement of the feet. The reason I'm mentioning it is that the hay ball table is slightly lower than a snooker table. American pool table is even lower. So clearly Ronnie had to make some kind of an adjustment to how he usually sets up, whether it's conscious or subconscious. This is also maybe the reason why you see Ronnie sometimes not getting down fully on the shots, if it's an easy one especially. And a couple times that's actually got him, where he missed an easy shot. He looks pretty focused though. Nice control. You can just see the quality of Ronnie's cue ball. There is no wayward lines, everything has a place, minimal movement if he doesn't have to. He's not afraid to go close to other balls, he knows the collisions. Oh boy, and he misses the easiest of pots. What was that? Was that a kick? He punched his fist in the air there after missing. I'm not so sure what happened there. That was the kind of shot you would never expect Ronnie to miss. The easiest spot he's missed all tournament. Well, I'll tell you what, Kim Suung would love nothing more than to punish Ronnie, and he didn't play the best shot himself there. He wanted to land on the 3. That was clearly his intention, but he still has insurance. He can play the 2 ball. He's gonna have to play the 2, then the 6, then pick up the 1 and the 5. So plan B. You don't really want to travel so much if you don't have to. But one thing about pool players that come from American pool background, they're not afraid of traveling. That's something you do a lot on that table. Oh, well, he's not afraid of bumping balls either, which in this case was probably unnecessary. He's gotten away with it. He still has the 6. But I can certainly see his cue ball control has not been as precise as you would expect. He's having to work hard here. Good shot, good recovery, and I think now it's gonna be plain sailing from here. You're always torn in 2 minds on the hay ball table, whether to play for the side pocket or corner. You will realize that a lot of the time the side pocket presents itself easier, even on slightly acute angles. But he made the conscious choice to play for the corner there. So he needs one more good shot. He might draw it straight to the orange 13 ball. Or a little stun here. Needs to hit this good. And that was a really good strike. Well done. We have a tied ball game. Welcome back. Ronnie leads 4-3. Or is it 4-4, I think? Yeah, it's level game. Another dry break. We've seen a lot in this match. And another wide open rack. Ronnie is going for the stripes. I'm quite surprised. He's going for the stripes, to be fair with you. The 14 ball is tricky. He's already kind of bumped the 12 into a tougher spot. He's gonna have to play the 9 now. Or a safety. Good save. I would have thought the solids had a much easier path. But Ronnie felt otherwise. He did lay up a good safety. I do expect him to get to the table with a chance again. This is tricky. He's swerving. He's trying to bend the cue ball. A decent result. Insurance ball has been planted. Ronnie is going to try to save him again, opening it up. There is a shot, a 5 ball all the way up top, but that is a big ask. You might have no choice here. There's a 2-way, trying to pull the cue ball, roll it all the way up top. Yeah, it was always going to be difficult. Yeah, Ronnie's looking to play off the 10, but I think it's very thin. It looks like he's going for that orange. And what a shot he just played. Beautiful shot. Yeah, this looks good. Be curious to see which key ball he leaves to the last. It looks like it's gonna be the 9 ball. So he does aim to play the 8 in the side pocket, I believe. Yeah, a bit of a stretch now, Ronnie. Might need the extension for this shot. We've seen him play a few shots very stretched out yesterday. It's not too bad. Yeah, he might draw this ball and play the 8 in the corner. I think it offers better percentages in making this. Oh, well, better percentages. We're not in play on that shot. He butchers it, drives it straight into the rail. Big chance here for the young Korean. He could bump the 1 here. Nicely done. If you have a natural line to open a ball on the rail, you always go for that. Especially if you have a lot of balls in the open. And he's just solved all his problems here in this rack with 1 shot. Rolls the 1 in, plays the 7. It's a roadmap. We might see Kim Suung taking a lead here in this match for the first time. Looks like he's gonna stun this out. Touch of draw. Pretty good. You're gonna have to play the same shot 3 times if he has the right angle. Just drawing it out for the next ball like a drill. It might be too thin though, so if he's running into the 2, he needs to exercise a bit of control. Yeah, just about managed to avoid it. Slightly wrong angle here. I'd be curious to know whether he plays the cue ball 3 rails or whether he just takes a slightly longer shot. It looks like he will take the longer shot, if you can call it that. It's pretty easy. A stun across now to play the 8 in the same pocket. He could even kill it. He's killing it. Nicely done. All right. For the first time in this match, Ronnie finds himself down by 1 rack. It's been a back and forth affair. A lot of safe play. Ronnie's made a ball. And he's got a stripe he can start with. He's gonna have to play for the bank on the 14. And if he lands nicely here, 1 rail out to the middle of the table. Ooh, I don't know if that's the route he wanted to take, but it's perfect. He's gonna have to wait a little bit before he plays the bank. He might play the 9 first. It's definitely gonna come down to that 14 ball. Interesting little technique there with the rest. Hovering it very lightly with his palm upwards. Oh, here we go. He was looking to go for that bank shot, surely. And he's kind of overcut the 13. Yeah, he's not too happy about it. What do you do here, though? The 7 and the 1 are stuck up table. The 2 is on the rail. I suppose he could make the 5 and kind of try to flick the 2 or get some kind of position on the 2. Okay, he's decided to let the cue ball loose. It's not bad. Can he stun draw the cue ball and land somewhere under the 1, maybe having a shot into the corner or a side pocket? Or does he want to force this ball? Yeah, it's not a lot of angle. This is going to be a key shot here. Yeah, he tried to force it. He didn't have a lot of angle. He needed a ton of side spin to spin the cue ball 2 rails into that cluster. And I think he didn't really compensate for the deflection there. He caught that ball really thick. Oh, Ronnie's tried to open them up too. He didn't get it. We might see a bank here. Cross side. He's missed it. I feel like neither player has really caught a high gear yet. We've seen Ronnie catch a gear in his first match, where he looked unstoppable. He hasn't looked as good yet in this match. He played okay so far. And that was not the best effort either from the Korean. Yeah, it's been a cagey match here. I feel like the first player who can find their form and run a couple of racks on their break is the guy that's gonna come out victorious. It's been a very cagey match. The flow of the game is certainly a lot different than snooker. I think in snooker you expect to sit down for longer periods of time when your opponent has an open break. Sometimes you sit down for quite a long time. And Ronnie's just played a pretty poor shot. All right, 6 ball. Nicely played. 7 off the side into the orange and into the pocket. The cue ball is going to be tracking to the side rail and hopefully bumping the 1 out or going under it, leaving a nice shot. This is a tricky little shot here. Gotta hit it with the right pace. Oh, he's hit it really good. Does he get away with a bit of luck? Yes, he does. It's perfect. It's the best result he could hope for. He got a bit fortunate. I felt like he hit that ball a little bit too firm. He didn't really try to control it. You could see the reaction of the 1 ball and the 3. I do believe he can squeeze the 2 by the 3 into the bottom right corner. He's looking to play the 3 first. I guess he felt that the 3 would move too close to the 13 ball. So he's not taking any chances here. Is he gonna play short side on the 2, or is he gonna come across? Oh, he's bumped it. Short side. Okay. This is the shot now. This is probably the most feared shot on the snooker table, if it lands like this. On this table, it's a little bit easier, but still requires a high degree of accuracy. And Kim Suung certainly starting to find a bit of a groove here. Here we go, a smashing break by the young Korean. He's made a ball this time. This could be dangerous if you're a Ronnie fan. He's got the 4 in the corner. He could play the solids here. I'm not so sure. It looks really tight. And even if he makes it, he probably has to float it, which leaves no good position on the next solid. He could also drift the cue ball into the 4 off this ball. And I think that's what he's going to try to do here. Yeah, he tried to bump the 4 directly, and instead he didn't get into the cue ball enough. Tricky situation. I like fanning the 4. Maybe sending the cue ball up table near the 11, somewhere near the corner. I think that's a good line here. The 4 ball should block the pocket in front of the 14. He's deciding to do something else here. He's trying to use the 8 ball. Yeah, but I'm just not sure how he expected to hide from those stripes just north of the 8 ball. Ronnie's got a shot here. Now he's got problems. There's a lot of clutter near the side pocket. Yeah, he's looking for the only place that he could make that 12 ball, or 13 rather, and he's decided to play safe. Oh, wow. I gotta say, that was a very aggressive safety. A small margin of error, he could have ended up enough. But as it stands, he's played it brilliantly. A kick shot. Looking to make the 7. got to hit something first, and no rail was struck. For our fans who are just tuning in, learning about this game, especially snooker players, you do have to hit a rail after contact, and as you saw in that case, he failed to do so. That results in a ball in hand, and all problems that were on the table are now solved. Ronnie's got to pull this rack back here. He can't afford to go 3 behind. Nice strike there. Yeah, he didn't bother placing for the 9 because the 6 was kind of in the way. So he decided to play more open table. He needs to get rid of the 10 as fast as he can. Well, he might play it last based on this pattern now. If he can land nice and close to it, shouldn't be a problem. Nice draw shot. Yeah, he's got a slightly funny angle. He's gonna have a little bit of a cut on the 10, but I don't think it's gonna be too much of a problem. That was a beautiful example of a drag shot with extreme side. A very, very beautifully executed shot. I think Ronnie is definitely one of the best at that shot. Par for Ronnie. His first match, he came out of the gate pretty strong, played very well. His second match, he had a bit of a shocker. He ran into a very strong female player, Siming Chen. He put on a master class. And it's the break that's been Achilles' heel for Ronnie here in this tournament. And he almost lost the cue ball off the table there. He's cut the rack on the left side this time. Certainly wasn't his best effort. A chance here. A very good chance too. Everything is sitting pretty. Not a good shot there by Kim Suung, however. He could have avoided being on top of the 4. I mean, he's still okay, but yeah, good recovery. The 8 ball, as you can see, just about passes, but it is tight. There's also that 13 ball that's going to be at the back of his mind. He needs to remove it because it doesn't really offer good positional value as a key ball. Interesting route he took there. A stun follow for the 14. It's pretty good. Another stun here, I think, to drift downwards. Nicely done. Natural position here, 12 o'clock cue ball. Doesn't need any side spin, though he used outside on that. I'm quite surprised he did that. It was a risky line he employed there, but it comes out pretty nice. He's got options here. He could even play the 9 here in the corner, but I do believe he wants the side pocket with a chance to maybe drop short side on the 8 to avoid playing it into a tough pocket. Two-rail position. Yeah, this looks good. You might see him feather this cue ball just to the side rail for a straight-in shot on the 8. You might also see him just... Yeah, looks like he's going for option A. He's playing topspin. Oh, hold on a second. What's he done here? He's misjudged it. Yeah, this is... Is this a bank? Is the bank on? I'm not so sure. I think it might be. I think it might be. Well, maybe not. Not if you hit it at that pace. It was much too soft for that bank. He needed to firm it up a little bit, shorten the angle. Big let off for Ronnie. Okay. One rail up table. Nice. He's gonna pot the 4. Probably leave himself on the 2 to travel back up table. Yeah, this is a shot that Ronnie needs to bear down on. He's missed a couple of these. It's the kind of ball that you don't expect him to miss. And you can see there, he spent extra time, got up on it, and made sure he delivered on point. A little straight here. This is where his left-handed skills come into play. A lot of players would have to use the rest here, reducing their accuracy drastically. Ronnie is not going to have a problem with that. Yeah, best he could have done is just a slight draw shot. He's got the 5. Yeah, nicely played. Very nice shot. Didn't have that much angle on that. Got the best out of it as he could. Here we go. Round of last 64. We're locked in a battle between the legend himself, snooker goat Ronnie O'Sullivan, versus a young Korean player, a pool player. The only Korean left standing in this tournament. And here's Ronnie's stance. Oh, well. Yeah, he looked like he took that shot for granted. I did talk a little bit about the height differences between pool tables and snooker tables, and the Hayball table is somewhere in the middle between an American pool table and a snooker table in height. So for a snooker player coming in to play pool, they will find it a little bit lower sometimes requiring maybe minor adjustments to their stance. And I feel like Ronnie's stance has been sometimes maybe a little bit narrow. He's kind of squatting a little bit just to get low enough. Yeah, this looks very easy here. I gotta say, every time Ronnie makes a mistake, he's left it quite easy for Kim Soon. And Kim Soon's been picking up the pieces. He hasn't played the best shot there. I think he wanted to thread the needle. Instead, he ended up bumping the 14. It's not the best position to be in, but it's not terrible. He can make it in the side pocket, but a lot more pressure on this. He's drawing the cue ball with a lot of spin because he can't really see center ball, I think. Ooh, and that wiped its feet, but just about went in. Good shot there. Yeah, he'd be torn in two minds here to play the 9 or the 10. I think the 9 is better because you can draw it out and get pretty straight on the 10. You don't really need much travel. The 8 ball can be made rail first, even if you just leave the cue ball there. So he doesn't really have to do too much apart from focus on this. So let's see whether he decides to stun this with firm pace, which I think he might be doing. No, he's gone for the roll in, and he's missed it. Yeah, that was just pressure of the situation, I feel. He got up on that shot. He really didn't deliver with a lot of confidence. Now Ronnie is in a bit of a pickle here. His 2 solids are kind of blocked by the 8. He's got a chance to thread the needle here. Maybe open up the 3. He could bump it out. Yeah, decisions time. What he doesn't want is an accidental carom on the 8. He needs to watch out. Yeah, tricky situation. He might be better off playing safe, really. Yeah, he's gonna cut it in. He's changed his mind a couple times already. He's playing the 5. Yeah, safety inbound. I'll tell you what, this is risky. I've seen these shots made rail first. Very thin slice coming out of that rail. Needs a lot of precision. He could flick it and leave it right over the pocket. And then I believe Ronnie is going to be in jail. Both balls hanging in the pockets. Both balls blocking a number of solids here. So one good shot here by Kim Soon could set him up for victory. But he could also open up the pocket here. Key shot. Oh, he's missed it entirely. He was really trying to pot that ball. And that's the best result Ronnie could have hoped for. A ball in hand. but it's still very difficult. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Yeah, he's playing safe, sticking him on the 3. Not bad. There's no 3-foul rule in effect in Hayball. Not like in other disciplines in pool, including Dewey on the Chinese table or American 9-ball. So in theory, Ronnie can keep playing safe, improving his position until he's comfortable to make the run. A 1-rail kick here. Looks good, but not good enough. Another foul. And I think now is the time that Ronnie will make his move. He can play the 3 in the side pocket. Yeah, he's looking at it. He can play the combo on the 1-4, or he could play the 3, play the 4, and open up the pocket. Another great look at Ronnie's setup and his stance. You can kind of see his feet very close together, almost like a casual stance. The table is lower. Ooh, wiped his feet there, but he made it. Nicely done. And this is the kind of pattern every player dreams of, to finish off a rack. All right, here we are back. Ronnie's made a ball, the last ball moving. 3 balls somehow found a way into the side pocket. Look at this. Wow, what a path it took to get there. It hit the point of the side pocket, stopped dead at one point, and then a couple balls knocked it over. I'll tell you what, Ronnie's not gonna mind, because the solids look very tasty. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know if he wanted to actually flick the one. It's okay. He could still have it in the middle. And he's got the plant. A little awkward here. He's got the 5. He can play his trademark heel stroke, a smooth low on the cue ball, smooth as butter. It's probably his favorite shot, and it's serving him well on this table. It looks like we might see Ronnie jump to another 2-game lead. There it is. His left foot is behind his right foot on that stance, which is quite interesting. I don't know if you guys caught it there on that particular shot. I mean, we know Ronnie uses a modern snooker stance, feet pointed to the cue ball. Pretty playing on the Kangxi table, the KX11. This man right here desperately needs a good break. He's trailing once again. It was a really nice strike, no doubt about it. But it's still dry. And Ronnie is already looking at the 10 ball, because if that 10 ball goes up top, there is nothing stopping him from a possible clearance here. Yeah, he's perfect. He's locked in that angle. Now I'd be curious to see whether the cue ball is going to flick off the one or pass. I think it just passes. Doesn't really have to do much. Well, I guess I was right. It does flick off the one. And Ronnie lands perfect. Nothing much to do here. Nine, 15, 12, 14, 8. Hold on a second. Slow down cue ball. That was a little bit wild. He got away with it, but it could have gone wrong there. Well done. Nicely struck shot there. And you're gonna see a nice little draw. Very nice clearance from Ronnie. Didn't take him long. A very solid break there from Ronnie. Probably his best one yet in terms of the cue ball. But he's made nothing. Big opportunity here for Kim Suung. Yes, good choice. Develop the 11. Everything looks good from here. He might roll the 11 in and play the 12. Looks like. Nicely done. He could play the 9 here, but I think it's more prudent to take the pink stripe. He's got to clear some traffic to get back for the 9. He's got 2 ways to go there. He could draw it, he could follow. Looks like he's stunning. Ooh, he's overhit that though. By a long way. What's he done here? I mean, I understand the reason why he ended up so far down table. He was really making sure not to get stuck by any of those balls hanging around the 9. But as a result, he's left himself with a very difficult cut shot into the side pocket, elevated over the 1. No safety options. He's gonna have to try and pot this. The cue ball's gonna go wild. The pot is extremely difficult. Can he make it off the 3 ball? Yeah, I'm not so sure. This looks very touchy. I think cutting it directly is his best play here. This is very missable. And even if he makes it, he might not have a shot. Well, he might not hit it at all. Another gift for Ronnie. We're gonna see a nice run out here. Let's see how many rails does Ronnie actually use for this run out. I predict he will stay in the open. Okay. 1 rail towards the 3. Perfect. He could even play the 5 if he wishes. He could roll the 3 in and play the 5 in the side. Everything has a pocket. Alright, he's decided to play for the 6. And honestly, whatever he chooses is gonna bring him 1 rec closer to victory. Perfect. Welcome back, pool fans. We are coming to you live from China. This is the Goldlion Cup. That was a smashing break by Kim Suung. He's made a ball. He's got a chance to run out here. I do believe the 6 ball is available. Wait, hold on a second. Is it a dry break? I see Ronnie at the table. Well, if that's the case, this could be even more trouble for the young Korean. For a second, I thought he's actually made a shot there. He made a ball, but I guess the 7 stayed up. It's been a nip and tack affair for most of this match until rack number 13, at which point Ronnie started to tighten the screws on this match. A couple of mistakes by Kim. Both players are not breaking that well. But certainly Ronnie has been the better of the two at solving puzzles, making clearances. This is a race to 15, a pretty long format. The loser of this match goes home. The winner advances to the final stage, a straight knockout, last 32. We will have a redraw at the last 32. Ooh, that was a risky little play by Ronnie. He got fortunate. He flicked the 14 and landed, smelling like roses. I know Ronnie talks a lot about his timing, the way he plays, the way he delivers. I can't help but notice when he plays this particular sport, there's a lot more body movement when he feathers the ball. He's always had that little wavy movement of the body, but it's a lot more pronounced when he's playing on a pool table. Looks like Ronnie spotted a little dirt on the cue ball. And what a strike that was. Another clearance by the Rocket. Here we go. Ronnie's got the sock in his fingers. He's hit a pretty powerful break. But he lost the cue ball once again. I don't think he'll be too happy with that. Certainly stripes look the better of the two colors. And I think Kim Suung agrees with me. He can play a nice shot on the 11. If he's straight, then it's pretty straightforward. However, it looks like there is an angle, so he's chosen to stun into the 4, I believe, to try and land on the 9. Yeah, he's done quite well. A little bit unfortunate with the leave, but I do see light at the end of the tunnel here. I think the 14 goes in the side, and he's got plenty of space up table to play the cue ball all the way back down. One cushion. Needs to bear down here though. All right, he spun it around 2 cushions. Perfect. Yeah, this is a good leave. He desperately needs to win this rack to stay in the match. Uh-oh. That's not gonna go. That was a very lax effort there by Kim Suung. It's a shot you expect him to make. 10 out of 10. Still not gonna be easy for Ronnie. Not gonna be easy. And Ronnie, well, it's the usual trademark face. The lip of Ronnie when he's not happy with the result. It's as if he's tasted something sour. And he sold out quite an opportunity here. Ooh. Yeah. Kim Soon is looking shaky. He had the easiest of lines to go through the gap, one rail, but he's caught that ball a little thick. You could see the reaction of the cue ball, and now he's gonna have to play a tricky little shot here. He's chosen to play the 9 rather. He's gonna have to thread the needle. Yeah, he's done well. Is he too straight on this ball? It looks like he is. And this is gonna complicate matters. I think best he can do is just draw the cue ball a little bit further where it lays right now and take the cut. I just don't see any other way to continue the run. He's taken my advice, but this is one hell of a shot. Position is not guaranteed either. The cue ball is going to track up table between the 3 and 7 and come back down, hopefully, for the 8 ball in the side pocket. Key shot right here. Well, he's hit it way too fat. He's missed it terribly. And once again, Ronnie comes to the table with options, safeties. He can improve his position before he tries to clear. He could start with the 1 ball even. Could play the 7, then improve the 1, or play the 1-4 combo. He's looking to improve the 2. That's not a bad idea. What do you do here? Now I like kicking this ball from below it, hopefully sending it towards the 7 and maybe the cue ball towards the 4. There's an outside chance good things can happen, but you're gonna rely on a lot of luck. If he's gonna hit it ball first, I just don't see any way that he could get safe here or make it. Unless he gets very lucky. Hold on a second, what's happening? Oh, as close as that was. That could have been pivotal. He almost fluked it in the top left corner. It does put a bit of pressure on Ronnie though. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna play the 2, then play the combo, and maybe move the cue ball to bump the 1 out. Well, what do I know? He's chosen to play the 6 instead. Okay. interesting. He's gonna make this ball here and give him a shot. I mean, it's not gonna be an open shot, but interesting play by Ronnie here. He figures he's faded one shot. Can he endure this one? Ronnie's looking for confirmation. Probably one of his friends or players. Whether he made the right decision. This could be a bank shot here. A do or die, really. A do or die, really. Yeah, it wasn't that far off. A good effort. He's gonna have to play another shot. Ronnie's really being careful in this frame. I don't blame him. You can lay him up on the one, leaving the one right over the middle pocket. And I think that's the play here. Why not? Nice and gentle. Yeah. Good shot. Okay. I do see a possibility here. Maybe a two-rail kick out of the corner where the three ball is. A one-rail kick is very unlikely to produce any results unless you can kick it one rail and bank it back, but that's very far-fetched. He could have more success if he hits it two rails or even three from underneath. That could send the 8 to the bottom left corner. I'm not sure if the one ball is close enough near the side to be a barge board to help the 8 go in. I doubt it. Yeah, he's hit it directly. And I think from here on, Ronnie is just gonna mop up. He's been patient, Ronnie, in this frame. Very patient. He's let his opponent make the big mistakes. He's played it pretty smart. He trapped him a couple times and waited for the error. And now these balls are just elementary. Yeah, Ronnie's gonna play this with a kill stroke. Kim Suung broke off in that frame. He's dropped a lot of his power, and he certainly mishit that cue ball with too much topspin. Yeah, I have a feeling his fighting spirit is slowly leaving him. He's trailing by 6 racks, a huge scoreline. And in open play, Ronnie looked very good, barring a couple of silly mistakes. I would attribute them to just him being a bit too relaxed at times, maybe taking a few shots for granted. For a snooker player, this table looks small. You might think it's pretty easy until you get caught out. Not rushing things here, Ronnie. It's a good sign. Yeah, he looks at that straightish on the 2. You might see him draw the cue ball again, or maybe stun it out of the corner. Yeah, he's pulled it back. Pretty good. Yeah, he looks to pick up the 3 next after the 6. 1 rail. Needs to be careful here to control it. It looks like he's gonna stun. Yeah, just about avoided the 15. Beautiful. That's all he needed to do there. Bit of inside spin on this. And he's got the easiest of finishes. A little tap here and another tap on the 8.
冠军首选金利来精准 T， 女生穿 Polo 只认金利来。打球要准，穿搭更要准。打台球就穿金利来。
We've seen 2 phases in this match. The first half, where both players were trading racks. We've seen a second phase in this match, where the Rocket has finally found a way, to ignite his engines. That scratch might slow him down just a little bit. Very unfortunate. Our team had a chance to interview Kim Suung before this match, and the obvious question came up: who do you think is gonna win? And he had a very cute response. He was like, probably Ronnie. And I do think, based on his body language in the last couple of racks, he is resigned to his fate unless he can find something special here. Well, that was not anything but special, really. Misses an easy one. Chance for Ronnie to get into that cluster right away. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, he's bumped the 4 out. He's got the 1 in the side. And that's very crucial when you take on clusters. It's always useful to have an insurance ball, another ball in open play, hanging near a pocket. Gives you a lot of confidence This is a little tricky. He needs to watch out here, because that 12 ball can get in the way. It can impede his progress. He has no choice but to flick it. And he decided it's much too risky. So he's playing for the 6. Yeah, much better angle now. I think he can just about miss the 12 with a good smooth draw shot. Perfect. He's gonna come up with a good one here though. It looks elementary, but this plant is far from easy. I wonder whether he plays for the 2 next. Oh, does he have enough pace? I think Ronnie was in 2 minds there. Whether to hold the cue ball or play for the 2. He wanted to hold it. And as a result, he's left the 7 hanging in the pocket. Good shot here on the 9. Allows good opportunity to open up the orange 13 ball. He's done quite well. I wonder whether Kim Suung will take a chance here and try to draw the cue ball and bump the 12 out. I'm not so sure. He might be. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, yes, he is. Yeah, he took a gamble there. He's left himself very tricky. A bank, maybe, into the side pocket. There are no really ways to play safe from this position. He's gonna have to go for it. And if he misses, it's gonna be the same thing again as in the last couple of racks. Oh, so close. So close yet so far. Yeah, Ronnie's not been punished for his mistakes in this match. This is awkward. He might even choose to play the 7 rail first. He's gonna have to hold the cue ball. This is awkward. It's very awkward. He still can make it. A razor thin slice with the rest. I do expect him to pot this though. The cue ball, however, is going to be tracking towards the 2. He needs a good collision here. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, Ronnie can lay him up on the rail here, draw it just to where he's standing, use the 8 as a blocker for the 12. It's not a bad idea. He could also try to pot this up top, but that's one hell of a shot to make. So I expect him to play the containment option, and that's what he's doing. Oh, he's overcooked it though. I do believe it's on. Or is it? At the very least, he's got the 12 in the corner. He also has a nice little stop shot on the 11. Keep him locked up. Yeah, that's what he's done. Ronnie is looking to jump this. I don't know about this. It's doable. He's been practicing the dart jump. But I think one rail escape is more sensible. All right, well, this is the kind of chance, no matter who you are, what kind of a player you are, if you have this kind of chance against the Rocket, you're gonna have to take it, surely. Yeah, not the best position, to be fair. It's still okay. He's gonna have to travel again. This cue ball has been very patchy. A little bit of check side here. My name is Timofey, and this is a last 64 clash on the loser's side. The winner of this match will qualify to the final knockout phase and still in with a chance for the top purse of almost 740,000 US dollars. One of the biggest payouts in pool and any Q sport for that matter. Big enough to attract stars like the Rocket to try his hand in a new discipline. A glimmer of hope here for Kim Suung. He's got a chance. I do believe the 15 is gonna be the toughest ball for him to negotiate. Oh, well, I guess I was wrong because he decides to miss the easiest of pots in the side pocket. Terrible shot. Yeah, Ronnie's gonna have to force to play the 6, I believe. If he can thread the needle, he could stun this across. Yeah, he's looking at the line here of the cue ball. He could just drop it in and play for the 1, but I think he's gonna pull it across. It's a good result. Yeah, he's looking to punch this. Nicely played. Yeah, he's kind of in no man's land here. I think he was expecting the cue ball to come back just a little bit more. Maybe to land a bit straightish on the 5, the orange 5. That way he could have drifted over for the 4 and stayed close to his work. Rest assured, that 4 ball that's on the cushion is not an easy shot by any standards. Yeah, I don't think Ronnie was trying to pot this ball. Containment there. Yeah, Kim Soon's gonna try to take over the pocket. Oh, wait a minute. He's failed to make the 7. That could be big. Is Ronnie playing across side now? Wow. Ambitious shot there by Ronnie. It could be troublesome though. If he can play the 11, maybe even bump the orange, and at some point Kim Soon can use the 14 to make the 7 and leave his ball over the pocket. This is a little tricky though. Yeah, well played. He could take on this bank here. It's not a difficult shot. Play for the 15 in the side. It's still a bit of a problem, this orange ball, unless you can get nice and close for it. Perhaps to line it up on the side pocket. So you might see him take on the double here.
10 seconds. 5, 4.
He's nailed it. Position for the 15. Now what he doesn't want to do is wait till his last ball is the 14 and then play it into that pocket, because if he does that, he's going to be exposed. So I think he kind of wants to leave a couple balls down table before doing that, unless of course he's thinking to somehow disturb them. But I'm not so sure that's on.
4, 3.
Oh wow, he's doing it this way. Okay. It's not bad. But does Ronnie have an interesting shot here? 5 ball off the 14 into the pocket. This could be on, you know. I think he's going for it. I think he's going for it. He tried. Yeah, an interesting predicament here. It's gonna come down who will have the chance to pot his balls into that top pocket. It's a bit of a traffic jam, and both players are trying to get ahead. He's looking to pot the 5 here. and leave both balls over the pocket. I think that's pretty good play. Puts the pressure on Ronnie. I don't think he should try to open that. I think he should leave that 4 ball there. He could flick this and try to hold the cue ball. Yeah, not bad. We're gonna see Kim Suung play off the 9 ball here and try to hide behind the 8, I think, on the bottom rail. Oh, he's played a kick shot. Okay. Yeah, be curious to know what Ronnie comes up with here. Another ball could be headed towards that pocket. Okay. This is probably going to be the longest track of this match. Neither player is willing to take a big gamble. Okay. Ronnie's looking to feather this. Needs to be careful. Yeah, as long as he can leave the one dead straight, I don't think it's a problem. He's just gonna leave the white ball there, really. I mean, Ronnie can jump, obviously, but making it with the jump and getting on the 4 is definitely a tough ask. But we might see it happen here. Big pressure on Ronnie. If he misses this, it's almost certain he's left an easy chance for his opponent. A dart stroke jump. Here we go. Oh, well. He certainly didn't achieve his objective. He's clipped the 14 ball. Ooh, that was very shaky. He's almost blundered with ball in hand. Recovered well, however. Nice little angle here, one rail. Wants to land pretty straight on the 10. Pretty good. We can go one rail and land roughly where the 10 is now with the cue ball. Has he gone far enough? Yeah, I think it's okay. What a break by Ronnie. His best break of the match. No doubt about it. He almost found the middle pocket with the cue ball. It was risky. He has a tendency of doing that. We've seen the cue ball track towards that pocket quite often. He's had a couple of scratches in that pocket already in his earlier match. This time around, however, it's produced good results. And he's looking at this pink 4 ball to start off a run on solids. This looks very tight. You might choose to play the 11 here, even though I think the solids are a much better choice. Uh-oh, side pocket. Ooh. Yeah, Ronnie is not happy about that. This could be big. I mean, he has a comfortable lead, but in the last couple of racks, that lead is eroding slowly but surely. He doesn't want to keep doing this. His opponent is more than capable to take advantage. Yeah, he's played loose cue ball there, Kim Suung. He wanted to play for the 5, but as it stands, he's gonna have to play the 4 ball first. Now, I noticed something really strange with his bridge hand. He's hovering 2 out of his 5 fingers when he places his bridge hand on the felt on some shots. Very peculiar. You can see it right here clearly. Both fingers off the table. I've never really seen a player do that before. He's doing it on every shot, really. Maybe not on this shot. And he's played a good draw. He can check his cue ball just a little bit. A touch of right spin. 1 o'clock cue ball should bring him back in line for the 8. Nicely done. Oh, here's a familiar face. One of the top snooker players, Xiao Gudong, watching on. And what a cracking break that is. He's put a lot of power into that. Kim Suung. His best break off the match so far. The only thing I see is he put just a little bit too much topspin on it. But every chance to make a run out here. The stripes look decent. He's got a good opening shot. And he can track up table. To pick up the orange. Yeah, this match could still have a bit of drama in it. For a while it looked like Ronnie had it sealed. And even Kim, his body language suggested he was kind of defeated. A couple of silly shots where he didn't really try his best. But one big mistake from Ronnie has put him back in the match. And Ronnie knows it. He's gonna need to dig deep again. Hold on a second. Ooh. Well, Ronnie's made that mistake scratching into that side pocket. And Kim Suung almost followed suit, just narrowly avoiding disaster. But he's got a tough shot here. A long combo. 14 to 12. Wow. It's a tough ask. It's definitely on. But can he deliver under the circumstances? I'm not so sure. Let's watch. Oh, what a shot. Beautiful shot. That was a superb combo. He was off angle and he hit it perfectly. Still work to be done, however. I mean, he could play the 15 and draw the cue ball to take the 14 into the side pocket. It is a little funny. It looks like he's stunning this. I'm not sure of the angle here. Ooh, he's played a firm stun. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. He can make the 10 with a touch of check side and go 2 rails, zigzag across the table for the 14 to the side pocket. This is the kind of shot you might want to ask the ref to clean the cue ball. I've seen these balls kick. It's a delicate little cut shot, especially if you're using inside spin. No problem there, however. Has it gone too far? I think he's okay. Well, if he's not, he might have to jump here. Uh-oh, he's jumping. He doesn't have a clean shot here. Well, this could be interesting. It's not a hard jump. Oh, well, he's hit it way too firm, I think. He kind of stabbed it too much. You want to keep a loose jump, loose grip on that. And just hold the cue ball. He forced through it. He didn't use backspin. So it wasn't the best effort there. Maybe a little bit rushed. And this wasn't the best effort from Ronnie either. He was looking to place for the 7. Yeah, funny things can happen. And I think Ronnie still got the 2. And it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, he's played a good shot there. 4 in the side pocket. This is a big rack. I think with Ronnie on the heel, not much of a chance for a comeback. Yeah, very nicely done. He gets so much out of the cue ball on that shot, Ronnie. A little bit awkward here, but surely not a problem. One rail position. He's taking his time, Ronnie. He's not rushing these. He knows the gravity of the situation. And there is the left foot. Once again. Alrighty, here we go. Ronnie needs just one more rack to advance to last 32. Once again, the cue balls almost found the side pocket. The 5 or 4 ball was almost there. Ronnie was wheeling it on. An interesting rack, to say the least. Not an easy puzzle to solve. Yeah, you can see it on his face. A couple of problems.
10 seconds.
He could play the stripes,
Extension call.
but the 15 ball will have to be dealt with. I do like playing the 14 and then maybe playing a cross-side bank on the 15. That's one way to solve that problem. The 8 ball is still not going to be easy. So he might choose to play the solids here. Is he playing the 1? It could be. Yeah, he's made the 1. I guess he's looking to use the 5 to open the 3. The 4 ball is insurance. The only problem with that is the 2 and the 7 are still very, very difficult. And now the 3 is not the easiest of pots either. I do think the stripes were offering slightly easier chances of a run out. But I do expect Ronnie to be back at the table at some point here. If anything, maybe next shot. Yeah, okay, he's playing the 4 here.
5, 4.
A bank shot here could be an option, but positional reward minimal. I feel it's a bit of a dead end here for Kim Suung. Yeah, he's gone for the bank. And now he's given Ronnie every chance to close out this match. Yeah, Ronnie is looking to see whether he can move the 8 ball, perhaps. Yeah. Very interesting play here. He's gonna try to move the 8 or remove the 2. Yeah, he's unlucky. He did take a chance on that. A couple of top Chinese players looking on, enjoying themselves. Yeah, Ronnie's been making friends with a lot of great players here in China. He's trying to learn as much as he can. Oh, he's almost there with that cross-side bank. He tried to twist it into the pocket using a lot of inside spin. The 9 ball, however, was in the way. a containing safety from Kim Suung, but I'm not too sure that's gonna contain Ronnie. We're gonna see him try, I think. Well, then again, maybe not. He's played a safety, and I'm not sure if that's a good one. Does this 3-ball cut? I think it does. It's a very thin slice. The cue ball is going to be tracking towards the 2. And that pink 12, I believe. A chance for him to get fortunate here. Although it looks like he's not taking it on. He's playing another safety or a bank here. Yeah, he's taking the bank. Okay. Ronnie is looking to play the 14. He's just trying to see what kind of angle he wants on the 15. Well, he might be playing safe instead. He wasn't confident. He can get the job done. And I'm not sure what that was. And I don't think he is either. Very poor shot from Ronnie here. A chance. The 3-ball does pass into the bottom corner. A bit of draw should get him there. It looks dead straight to me. This is a good view. And that was an absolutely laser delivery right there. He's hit a nice shot. He could be tempted following this ball and bumping the 7, but I think the angle is not very good for that. So he's gonna play the 6, then the 3. And I think this is as good as it gets. He can lay it up right next to the 7. To make his life as easy as possible, making that cushion shot. Yeah, I'm not so sure he needed to do that. I don't know why he did that. See, he wanted to bump the 8-ball even closer, but that was a little bit silly if you ask me. Because now he has to jack up. And even this shot, as easy as it looks, he's made it, but he could have missed it. Okay.
Break.
A big break here for the young Korean. Oh, wow, the cue ball. The 14 ball. Wow. How does that cue ball stay up? It looked certain to drop into the middle bag, but somehow it stayed up. And he's actually made a ball here and a chance. Not the easiest of starters. He's gonna have to jack up just a bit, or maybe roll the 10 very gently. Oh, just about. Well done. He's gonna have to play the side pocket a couple times here. He's moved the 7. The 9 does not go to the top left corner. And I think his best play here is keep it simple, drop this ball in and play the 9 in the left side pocket. He could, however, stun it, but I just think keeping it simple here on this shot is the way to go. He did stun it. Okay. It's not bad. He's found a bit of form, Kim Soon. You can see he's a very good player. He was down at some point by 7 racks, I think, in this match. Well, I'm not so sure what he did there, however. That was a terrible shot. Nowhere near his positional line. He's gonna have to jump again. And I have a suspicion with that kind of mistake, that jump might be his last. Yeah, he knows it too. This is a lot tougher than the jump he missed a couple racks ago when he was on a comeback trail. He's done it again.
5, 4,
Will this jump be his last shot? I'm not sure. The 6 ball is still tricky. So a glimmer of hope. But Ronnie is gonna have total control of this. We might see him play a couple of safeties before he attempts to play the 6. He's looking at the angle on the 2 to bump the 6. If that's the case, he should probably start with the 7 ball.
10 seconds. Extension.
Let's see what he does here. He's playing the 1. Yeah, he's laying the cue ball for a nasty safety. Surely. Yeah, I would have thought he'd play the 7 first and open the pocket for the 3, because playing safe from this position isn't the easiest. So he might just play the 4 ball in the side here and change his plan a little bit. So let's see what he does. Yeah, he's playing safe. What I don't like about this shot is it might keep the 3 in a more tougher spot, and the 7 is still there. This is not a straightforward hit. The side pocket looms very large on this shot. I'm not so sure he can hit it there. He's gonna have to draw this cue ball just to put a bit of bend on it. That's what he's doing. Oh, very close, but not quite. Now, can Ronnie flick off the 6 or play a ball in hand shot, opening the 6? Yeah, he's looking at a nastier safety here. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Needs to be careful there, Ronnie. Yeah, he's changed his mind 3 times already. Looks like safety. Maybe laying it up on the 3 ball. What's he doing here? He's bumping the 6. Laying it up on the 3. He's got the 2 ball as a blocker as well. Yeah, no real safety option here. He could play a jump shot, another jump. He can kick the orange stripe from the bottom rail as well. He can kick 2 rails underneath and hope for the best. And I think that's what he's doing here. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. Ronnie is being very patient. It's almost like he doesn't want to take the run on unless he's 100% sure that he's gonna run out. Oh, he's played a terrible shot. He tried to flick it with inside spin. He's overcut it. This is tricky. What do you do here? It's too much angle to draw into it. He's looking to bring the cue ball back up table and then track down table. He's looking to play the 13 first. Okay. Oh, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But I think he's left a shot here for Ronnie. And I think if he makes this 5 ball, well, there's still pool to be played. A chance. Now the 15 might look like the obvious shot, but I do like taking on the thinner cut on the 13 for 2 reasons. One, the natural path of the cue ball is probably going to take it straight towards the 6 off the top rail. On top of that, high chance to block the pocket. In this shot, however, he's going to have to really twist the cue ball and bring it back or kill it. Oh, he's made it. What a shot that was. That was such a tough shot. He's played that with so much inside spin. And I tell you what, this could change the dynamic of this game. He pulls one more back. And Ronnie struck. Here we go. Is something gonna drop in the side pocket? The answer is no. It looked so close. For a second I thought 2 balls might drop. Nothing in there. And this could be very interesting, because the stripes look a lot better than the solids. And Kim Suung can thin the 11 and maybe bump the 14 towards the pocket. Just like that. He's got one more problem ball to solve, the 15. He's a lefty, so he can reach this easy. Good shot. Here we go. This is the angle he was looking for. He's gonna pot the 11 and bump the 15. Nicely played. I do think he's left a window. He can make that 12 ball, the pink stripe. It's close. It's very close. He might have to play it dead weight and just take his medicine. He could follow this ball but then the 8 comes into play. So crucial shot here in this frame. Oh wow, he's putting all kinds of spin on this. This looks tricky. He's rolled it in. He had to throw that a little bit. It was not an easy shot. Another tough one here. This is where you can decide whether you want to drop the 15 and try to avoid any contact on the 9, or control it, use the 9 and send it near the top left corner with the right pace. Now I like the second option. It gives you a bit more margin and a better stroke. He's certainly a little bit indecisive. Wait, what's he doing here? He's going for the corner. Yeah, I don't like this. This is tough. This is so tough. What's he done here? Oh boy. Yeah, that was just a mental blunder, if you ask me. I mean, he could have easily played the 15, bumped the 9 towards the top corner, and still land on that orange. I just don't see the logic here. Ronnie is in with a chance again, but he's got 2 clusters. He's tried to open the first one. He's failed. Things are just starting to get a little funny for Ronnie. He's had a look in a couple of frames to close out the match. Ooh, that was... wow. Yeah, hand raised in apology. He's surprised that still went in off that ball. Another attempt to open the cluster, and he fails again. Yeah, we're gonna see a save here. We're gonna see a save. Or is it? It's not. He's left the 9 on. The 1 ball helped push it right over the side pocket. I think it's on. It can be a bit deceiving, but the way he's cueing tells me he's got an easy shot here. Yeah, this game is heating up, guys. You know what they say in pool? The hardest rack to win is the first and the last. And I think Ronnie is feeling that. Still a lot of buffer. And here's a good view of Kim's fingers hovering in the air. A very interesting bridge that he makes. You the best of live action in billiards. We've had a very cagey affair of a match here. A very nice break by the young Korean player. He's been mounting quite a comeback against Ronnie. At one point, I think he was down by 7 racks. It's only 2 in it. Ronnie is on the hill. He just needs 1 more. But somehow, that last rack has eluded him. And once again, Kim Suung with an easy chance to clear here. This is gonna put a lot of pressure on Ronnie, especially since he would be breaking next. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. He still has to run out.
Cushion ball.
Yeah, I think the audience is filing in. More and more people are on site to watch this match. It looked for a second that Ronnie was gonna be the easy winner. Yeah, decisions time here. I mean, he could play the 1 and bump the 11. He could play the 5. I think the 5 is probably a smarter play. Just play one rail out. Yeah. He could play the 4 now. He's gonna have to make his trip up table for the 6. So that's the only obstacle I see. It's probably smart to leave the 7 as his key ball. Yeah, he's feeling it. He knows he's in with a chance here. He's tracking up table. Not great. Not the best position here. He's kind of landed with the wrong angle. We might see him having to play the 7 anyway. Yeah, he's got options here. He could play the 6 too, you know. It's a natural 2-railer and come back for the 1 in the side or the 7. He's decided to play the 7 first.
Fault.
Oh, wait, what? A foul? Now, hold on a second. Did he just shirt foul the 6? Oh boy. Now that's just heartbreaking. Unbelievable. That is heartbreaking for Kim Suung, but the referee spotted him touching the 6 with his shirt, and that could give Ronnie a final chance here to close this match out. He's played a pretty loose shot here, Ronnie. He might have to play the 11. I do believe he was trying to make the 9 next, so I'm not so sure. Ronnie needs to settle down and focus himself. He's been making a couple of silly errors. But I do think this is the perfect chance for him to cross the line. Very unfortunate to shirt foul that. I certainly didn't pick up on it, but we didn't have a good vantage point here. I'm sure the referee saw it very clearly. Yeah, this looks good from here. A nice little draw shot. Ronnie is tucking in his shirt. He doesn't want to repeat the mistake of his opponent. I'm sure the referee is on him like a hawk. It's good. One more ball. Yeah, he's done it. Ronnie is gonna win a cagey match. Both players put up a good fight. Congratulations to him.